Hello, space cadets, and welcome back. Today, we are blasting off to our favorite rusty neighbor, the one and only red planet. So get ready, because we're counting down the top 5 most mind-blowing facts about Mars that are going to make you see it in a whole new light. Let's just get right into it. We all know Mars as the red planet, right? But what if I told you its color is actually like one of the least interesting things about it? Yeah. Buckle up, because we're about to explore some seriously wild truths that sound like they're straight out of a sci-fi movie. Kicking off our countdown at number 5, we've got a fact that will totally change how you picture Mars next to our home planet. I like to call this one Earth's surprising twin. Okay, so let's start with something we all pretty much learned in grade school. Earth is the blue planet, right? A whopping 71% of its surface is covered in water. That leaves just 29% for, all the continents and islands we live on. Got that number? Good. Now, here's where it gets absolutely wild. Mars is way smaller than Earth, like about half the diameter. But with no oceans, its entire surface is dry land. And when you do the math, the total land area on Mars is almost exactly the same as the dry land here on Earth. Isn't that crazy? We've got a whole other world's worth of land to explore out there. All right, let's cruise on over to number 4. So Mars isn't just a twin in landmass. This is a planet of incredible extremes. Seriously, if the solar system had a yearbook, Mars would definitely win most dramatic. First up, say hello to Olympus Mons. This thing isn't just a volcano, it is the largest volcano in the entire solar system. At 24 kilometers high, it makes Mount Everest look like a tiny little foothill. We're talking nearly 3 times the height. You could literally fit the entire state of Arizona inside its base. And the extremes do not stop there. Oh no. Mars is also home to the biggest dust storms in a solar system. These are not your average dust-ups. These are planetary-scale events that can last for months and completely blanket the entire globe in a swirling red haze. Can you imagine a storm so big it covers the whole world? All right, coming in hot at number 3 is a fact that's both super cool and, honestly, a little bit quirky. It turns out Mars actually has a population, just maybe not the kind you're picturing. So thanks to decades of exploration, from the Viking landers way back in the 70s to Spirit, Opportunity, and of course, the famous Curiosity rover, Mars is now the only planet we know of that is inhabited entirely by robots. Yep, we've sent a whole fleet of robotic explorers to be our eyes and wheels on the ground. And these robots have some personality. In one of my favorite stories from space, it's a little sad, but also so adorable. The Curiosity rover actually celebrated its first year on Mars by playing the happy birthday song to itself. All alone, millions of miles from home. I'm not crying, you're crying. Okay, get ready, because our number 2 fact is a real mind-bender. This one connects Mars to Earth in probably the most profound way possible. Let me just ask you this. What if you're a Martian? It's all based on this really cool scientific theory called panspermia. So the idea goes something like this. Billions of years ago, the building blocks for life were actually more available on a warmer, wetter Mars than they were on early Earth. Then, wham, an asteroid hits Mars, blasting rocks into space. One of those rocks, carrying tiny microorganisms, the seeds of life, travels across the solar system and eventually crash lands right here, seeding life on our planet. So in a way, we could all be descendants of Martians. And here we are, the number 1 most mind-blowing fact about Mars. This is the big one. The discovery that ties everything together and points toward the biggest question of all. Okay, so for decades, scientists saw these dried-up riverbeds and theorized about ancient Martian oceans. That's cool. But what if the search for life isn't just about digging up fossils? What if it's happening right now? After years and years of searching and analyzing all the data from our little robot explorers, this is the moment that changed absolutely everything. The discovery that has completely reshaped how we see the red planet. That's right, I'm not talking about ancient, frozen solid water. I'm talking about evidence of flowing, liquid, salty water on the surface of Mars today. This is an absolute game changer. And why is that such a huge deal? Well, as Chris Carberry from Explore Mars puts it, here on our planet, whenever you find heat and liquid water, you find life, 100% of the time. The discovery of water on Mars means the 2 most essential ingredients for life as we know it exist on another planet, right now. Which brings us to our final brain-melting thought. If we do find simple life on Mars, and if that theory is true, that life on Earth actually came from Mars, are we really meeting aliens for the first time? Or are we just saying hello to some very, very, very distant cousins? Chew on that for a bit. Wow, what a trip. If your mind is even a little bit blown right now, do me a favor and hit that like button. And for more explainers that make you go, whoa, make sure you subscribe. Now, I've got a question for you. Would you sign up for a one-way mission to Mars? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching.